Excited to be back. I look like a bum. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to get my hair cut here in a little bit, but only time I have to make this video today. So you know what? I'm giving the fans what they want. Uh, Today we're going to be talking about tight ends in the H-back position. Now I am going to shore up some things on the last linebacker video in the beginning that some people talked to me about. So I'm going to get into that. But first, hope everybody's had a good week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter at Indy_Sooner. Again, that's Indy_Sooner. Join the family. All right, guys. So last week we talked about the linebacker position, and this week we're going to make sure we dive into the offensive portion of that combo. Like I said, I'm going to be doing combos every single week. Obviously, last week I'm a little bit behind, but combos every single week until the spring game. So defense, offense. Last week we did linebackers, and so this is our offensive video for that combo, which is going to be tight ends and H-backs. Our next video, which is going to drop tomorrow, is going to be over safeties. And that combo is going to be safeties and running backs. So I'll drop a running backs video early next week. So safeties is going to be coming tomorrow. Look forward to that. One thing I will do is respond to a couple of you guys who reached out to me about my linebacker video, offered some thoughts, some perspective. I'm going to answer some of those questions. And I also have some people ask some questions about the tight end video today. So looking forward to that. So linebackers, one guy I left out was Jamal Morris. And so he's been getting a lot of traction in spring. And he's come down from the safety position. That's where he was originally. He's now come down to the inside linebacker position. And a lot of people think he can really make some noise. Now, again, like I said in the last video, that is struggling for depth. Not that it's the weakest link as far as like talent-wise, but as far as depth goes, there's not as much depth there overall, I would say, as there are the other positions now in the defense. And so with that being said, Jamal Morris is somebody who, he looks the part. He's 6'2", 215, I believe. Maybe around 220, probably getting his weight up a little bit. But he's somebody that I think is pretty quick for an inside linebacker. He was a safety, obviously, so we know he's going to be able to come down and probably provide some tackling help. Now, again, coverage he's probably better in. I don't know a ton about Jamal Morris. I've done a little bit of research on him. I know he was very good in high school. Obviously, again, he came out as a safety, but I think we trust what Alex Grinch has done with the defense. I think we trust that when he says, "Yo, you can do well in this position," the kids are going to believe him. So that's just going to help with depth. It's just going to help Caleb Kelly, right? Brian Samoa, David Ugwebu, Brian Mead. Maybe Jamal Morris takes that Brian Mead slot. Who knows? But that was something that was brought up to me, which I wanted to address. Also, I'm going to be doing the outside linebacker or jack linebacker position with the defensive line. The Nick Manitos, the Brendan Walkers, the Clayton Smiths. I'll do those with the defensive line. People say, well, what about the OLVs? And, I said, because it's a rush in, I'm just going to leave it for the defensive line. Man, I'm excited about the defensive line video, let me tell you. But just want to address those things. Like I said, I'm always somebody that wants to interact with the fans. Please drop comments below. Make sure I respond. Make sure we can chat, and I'll always address things in the videos as well and clarify things. So this week, guys, this video today is about the tight end H-back room. Now, we all know Shane Beamer, who's been the coach, who was the tight end H-back coach at Oklahoma for the last couple of years, got the head coaching gig at South Carolina, and we all think he's going to do an amazing job. I don't think anybody has a doubt about that. But it left a big hole, right? We're like, dog, man, what are we going to do? How are we going to fix this? And, we didn't know where to look. Some names got thrown out there. But at the end of the day, John Finley, who was at Ole Miss and who, he's with Lane Kiffin last year, and his tight ends did pretty well. I think his tight ends ranked somewhere like top 5 in the nation in catches. Lane Kiffin doesn't run the same offense that Lincoln Riley does, but he's a great offensive mind. So we know he's coming from at least a standard of offensive excellence. But John Finley, right? He used to play for OU. Let me see. He played for OU back in the mid 2000s. So he graduated in '08. So he played in some of those high power offenses. Played with AD. AP. It's okay, Caleb. We forgive you. AD, right? Played under the likes of Jermaine Gresham, which again was a tough. That's a tough guy to play with, but again he held his own, and has served as a coach in multiple places. And so he was the passing game coordinator at Ole Miss as well. And that's sort of a role he's going to be taking on here as well. Tight end, H-back coach, and also passing game coordinator, just helping out Lincoln Riley. Not that Lincoln Riley needs help, but again, Lincoln's not prideful. He's gonna put people around him that can help him as well. So I'm excited about John Finley. I know the players are excited about John Finley. I mean, he kind of looks like he could still play. I mean, guy's a legit 6'6". Big time dude. He's already secured a commitment in the 2022 class, which is huge for OU. And I know they're looking at even getting a 2023 tight end even now. I wish I did more research. Like I said, I had to come on here and do this video real quick because it's the only day I had it. I know I wanted to get it out to you guys, so that's on me. I plan on being more prepared in the future, just so you know. I'm growing as the channel's growing, so y'all stick with me. The reason everybody's excited about the tight end H-back room this year is more than just John Finley, right? It's names like Austin Stogner, Jeremiah Hall, Brayden Willis, Mikey Henderson, okay, who, interestingly enough, in the spring roster on the website, is listed as a running back. So I have no doubt they would use him in a tight end H-back role, but he's listed as a running back. So that's interesting. Jot that down for your notes. But even still, those three names, Austin Stogner, right, Brayden Willis, Jeremiah Hall, have been staples around here for a minute. Austin Stogner, or Stog as some people call him, I've called him Baby Gronk, is a legit 6'6", 250? Let me get his actual measurable so I don't jack it up. He's 6'6", 255, and he's a monster. I mean, PFF graded him out as like the second or third best tight end behind Kyle Pitts and maybe one other dude from Notre Dame, or he was second behind Kyle Pitts last year. Who Kyle Pitts is, y'all know about him. He's crazy, right? Austin Stogner is going to be the best tight end in college football, whether it's this year or next year. I think this is his last year with this personally. I think he's going to go on to the NFL and join the likes of guys like Mark Andrews. And obviously I think we all thought Grant Cacatero was on that path until, the concussions hit. And we hope that he does great at SMU down there with Tanner Mordecai. We really do. But Austin Stogner, he is the truth. I mean, guy can line up in the Y position, right? Guy can line up with his hand in the dirt and block, okay? But, I mean, where he's most dangerous has been really in the middle of the field or in goal line situations. Because, I mean, who's going to stop him, right? I mean, I think back to the Texas game when we're near overtime. It's 3rd and 8, right? What are we going to do? How are we going to score? Spencer Rattler's fading to his left. He throws it. We're like, where's that ball going? And it's tightly covered. Stog has the wherewithal to grab that ball right here and keep it up, right? And he just shakes the dude off of him. Let's go. Touchdown. Tie game. That just kind of epitomizes Stog. And unfortunately, we didn't get to see really a full year from him because in the Kansas game, he got hit on the kneecap. And, really above the kneecap, his quad area, and he developed a staph infection. And it got so bad he couldn't play the whole year. I mean, I think he played a couple snaps in the Gator Bowl, LOL. It was, Gator Feast. But in the Sugar Bowl against the Gators, he played a couple snaps. But that was it. And so we're looking to see him get healthy this year and continue to dominate like he did last year. And it's going to be even worse because, the amount of talent we have coming back on offense, right? And we'll get into that when we hit the wide receiver group. Is stupid. You cannot guard. You can't bracket him. Okay, you're not really going to be able to bracket anybody in it. You're going to have to choose, and you're going to have to say pick your poison. And it's going to be a field day for Spencer Rattler this year. Jeremiah Hall, Bullfrog, as our affectionate announcer has always called him, Bullfrog. Okay, like I don't think we can understate how typical Jeremiah Hall is in Oklahoma offensive history, right? I mean, you think all the way back to Trey Millard, right? And then you think of Dimitri Flowers, right? And then you think of Jeremiah Hall, who was the heir apparent. And he's become exactly that. I mean, he's become somebody who has legit taken over the position. And, it's like we haven't missed a beat. I mean, Carson Meyer did a great job in between him and Dimitri Flowers. But, I mean, really, like I said, it's like we haven't missed a beat. Jeremiah Hall does such a great job blocking. He does such a great job opening holes. But he can also pop out. He has amazing hands. And he has speed to boot, too. I mean, I remember the little trick play Lincoln drew up against Oklahoma State late in the third quarter when we had failed to score. And, Spencer flips it to Jeremiah Hall. And, he obviously has some space, but he has to bust it to get to the pylon before the safety can get to him. Now, he had enough space, obviously, but, you still have to run pretty fast to get there before he even gets touched, and he did. So, those are just some of the versatile skills we have when it comes to the tight end H-back room. Brayden Willis is another guy. I mean, he's more your traditional in between. I mean, he's 6'3", and Jeremiah Hall's not small. I mean, Jeremiah Hall's 6'2", but Brayden Willis is 6'3", a little bit lankier. And again, he can do the same things. I mean, be able to block, be able to down block, be able to slip out if you need to, be able to line up in the Y, kind of like Austin Stogner a little bit. He's kind of in between, I would say, those two, Jeremiah Hall and Austin Stogner. He's kind of a hybrid of both. Now, Austin Stogner is the pinnacle, of course, but like I said, he's kind of a hybrid of both. But when you have a tight end H-back room like that you can rely on, that has, years of experience between those three. I mean, Brayden's a senior, Jeremiah's going to be a redshirt senior, Austin Stogner's going to be a straight-up junior. What else can you ask for? And John Finley has just come into a wealth of riches. And even though we lost Jalen Conyers to Arizona State, it doesn't matter. We're just going to keep rolling in that position. And Shane Beamer did a great job developing, recruiting those guys to be where they're at now. And so, we just look to keep rolling, and you add those three into the wide receiver combos that we're going to have, it's going to be hard to stop them this year. It really is. Now, I'm going to talk about Mikey Henderson because he was put in this role last year, even though he's slotted as a running back. How tantalizing this guy is, right? He's 6'2", 223, and the fact that they're even thinking about using him as a running back is crazy. Because he's fast. He's just an athlete, dude. Like, he can do so many things. He's going to be able to maybe be the best, if we're going to put him as an H-back, we ever had. Better than Trey Millard. Better than Dimitri Flowers. Better than Jeremiah Hall. Because he's more athletic than all three of them. And all three of them are great athletes. Don't get me wrong. But he has speed that none of them had. I think he has agility that none of them had. I think he has flexibility that none of them had at that position. Right, and he's different than a Brayden Willis. He's not as thick as a Brayden Willis, right? I don't think I can describe the excitement that people in Sooner Nation have for Mikey Henderson. I really can't. Like, it's maybe the most excitement for a player around the same caliber as Joe Mixon. I mean, when Joe Mixon touched the ball, you thought, dog, he's different. And when Mikey Henderson touched the ball last year, we said, he's different. Okay? When he caught the ball on one of Lincoln Riley's famous leak outs, he's different. Okay? When we handed him the ball off in a two-back pistol formation, he's different. And we saw that. And everybody did. Should have gotten more touches. I mean, like Lincoln said the other week, Marvin Mims should have been playing more. I'm sure he thinks Mikey Henderson should have been playing more. But this is where we're at, okay, when we talk about Oklahoma offensively. You have guys that are vying for time that are good. Like you can say Mikey Henderson should have played more, but you have Stog, you have Jeremiah Hall, you have Brayden Willis. Like it's not like they're gonna be like, oh yeah, they're scrubs or something like that. No, those dogs are beasts. And the fact that Mikey Henderson is pushing some of them now, obviously, like I said, he's more of an H-back than tight end. Stog got that locked up, but even still, pushing Jeremiah Hall, pushing Brayden Willis for that role as a freshman, there's just a lot he can do. There's a lot he can do. And I mean, I am, for one, stoked. I'm stoked. I don't know about you guys, but I am beyond ecstatic. So I had to cut the recording short. We had to move to a different location. Had some things going on at work, so I'm gonna finish it out here at the house. So like I was saying, man, we're super excited for Mikey Henderson. Even if they decide to not use him in that position, there's so much to be excited about in that way. And so I think John Finley is really going to come in and he's going to do a great job as the tight ends coach, like I had mentioned before. Really, what we need to be looking at for these guys from the spring is can they continue the continuity that they already have, and can they stay healthy? Right? If Austin Stogner can stay healthy, he's a first team All-American, no doubt. If Jeremiah Hall can stay healthy, he may not be All-American, but he's definitely All Big 12. Okay, and they maybe don't have the fullback position. Not everybody values the fullback position like Oklahoma does, but you know what? That's okay. That's why we've had Trey Miller. That's why we've had Dimitri Flowers. That's why Carson Meyer had the year he had with Kyler Murray, and that's why we have the guys we have now and the people that want to come and play for us. Why Mikey Henderson seems to be that heir apparent potentially in that role. Just waiting for some of those guys to take off. So, like I said, it's been a position that's been one of strength the last couple of years for Oklahoma, and that's just going to continue. The depth there is ridiculous. Again, to have 3 to 4 guys, if we're going to include Mikey, even though he's listed as a running back in the spring, on the depth chart at that position of that caliber, you're really not going to have much drop off. And most of the time, you can put a couple of them out there at the same time, right? You can put a Stog, Jeremiah at the same time. Jeremiah might line up as that extra tight end in a 2 tight end set, which gets run at times. Same thing with Brayden Willis, and Brayden Willis can line up in the backfield. Stog at times lined up in the backfield. We know the wizard that Lincoln Riley is, and so with that, we need to really be looking forward and seeing what we're going to get out of them in the spring game. I think as long as they can stay clean and healthy, they're going to have a big spring, a big summer, and then heading into the fall, it's just going to be nasty what the offense is going to do. So I appreciate you guys sticking with me, even with the transitions. So tomorrow, we'll be talking about safeties, the safety position, and that's going to be exciting. We got the transfer in Key Lawrence. We have Pat Fields. We have Delarian Turner-Yell. Okay, we have a couple other guys, Bryson Washington back there. We think can be pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that conversation tomorrow. Stay with me. It's Indy Sooner. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Join the family. We out. Boomer.